Sacramento leaders are forced to make tough decisions to address a budget crisis.
In order to help close a $66 million budget gap, the city council voted to raise certain fees, including parking tickets, animal licenses, and some fire prevention costs. At the same time, they decided to keep swim hours and wading pools and nearly $1.3 million in violence prevention grants for community groups.
To help pay for that, the city is shifting some homeless prevention funding planned for future years and cutting some vacant parking enforcement positions. Council members are looking at other ways to save as well. The final city budget has to be approved by June 9th. As Sacramento works to close that projected budget deficit, other cities across California are facing many of the same financial challenges.
From rising costs to slowing revenue, local governments are now being forced to make tough decisions. ABC 10's Austin Castro spoke with experts about why so many cities are facing budget deficits, but also what they can do about it.
Yeah, and I think that's the big issue, is just what can they do about it? And it's not really a one-size-fits-all. I mean, that discussion that we're seeing here in Sacramento ranges from cities big and small, from Vacaville to San Francisco, trying to figure out how to balance their budget amid large projected deficits. Many are trying to figure out how to cut back on spending while also trying to increase their revenue. And seeing that so many cities are dealing with this same issue, I asked experts at UC Davis and the League of California Cities why this is all happening at the same time. They say it is a combination of several economic factors, including the end of federal COVID relief funding, inflation, and changes in consumer spending. Experts say labor costs remain one of the biggest expenses for many cities. At the same time, some local governments are also seeing slower sales tax revenue as people spend less and more employees continue to work remotely.
They're more sort of longer term ongoing issues. And a lot of them basically break down to labor costs, particularly healthcare and pension costs for various city workers, which have been rising a lot faster than inflation, and also faster than the revenue of these cities to keep up.
I think our cities are also just experiencing the consequence of consumers and our residents who have also sort of hunkered down a little bit and may not be spending as much, may not be consuming as much. That really drives so much of the primary forms of revenue.
So, city leaders over the last few months that say while tough financial decisions are ahead, certain services still need to be maintained. That includes public safety, road repairs, housing projects, and other key city services. However, experts add many cities are now looking for ways to delay projects, reduce spending, and find more flexibility in their budgets moving forward. And in terms of those long-term solutions we were talking about moving forward, Carolyn Coleman tells me it's that key word for cities, flexibility. She says it is hard to predict what the next few years will look like economically for cities, but seeing how they can adapt quickly will be key to financial stability. Of course, some difficult cuts are ahead for many cities, and we will continue following what those cities do moving forward.
It's so interesting to look at all the factors that contributed to this, and I'm so glad you're going into the why we got to this problem. Like, people just aren't spending as much money, so that sales tax revenue is just one factor that they're not getting that money.
Yeah, they even talked about downtown Sacramento and some of the impacts to businesses there. Downtown Sacramento, they say, has done better than other cities when it comes to that recovery post-COVID, but some cities not as fortunate. So a lot of different factors that go into this.
And the same cost increases that impact us also impact cities. Sometimes we don't think about that. So everything is getting more expensive for them. So that's another big issue. Thank you so much for staying on top of this, Austin.